As humanity extends its reach into the universe, we will most certainly need a multi-planetary currency, a fair currency that represents us all. That currency is Dogelon Mars. We are the Dogelon Warriors, a group of dedicated individuals who aim to assist and propel humanity into the next era. Join us on our mission to make Dogelon Mars the currency of the future, and welcome to the Dogelon space. I am Sashant Aebster, and we're hosting together with Charlene and Crypto Brown. Today, we will have a Dogelon space that's a little bit more organized than the previous one. We have a few topics to go into. One of the topics will be the news of the last week, but we also have a special guest from Pundi X. I'm seeing that he's currently in the audience. It's Blue Stitch. Please come up and we'll have a small talk about Pundi X and Dogelon Mars. Hi, Blue Stitch. I'm seeing that you're currently still muted. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you, first of all, and thank you for the invitation.
You are quite welcome. I'm happy to have you on here on the Dogelon space. Would you like to introduce yourself and also tell the audience about your function at Pundi X Labs?
Yes, sure thing. My name is Andreas, but people in the crypto space know me by the nickname Blue Stitch, so feel free to use it. So first of all, I'm happy to be here and connect with everyone. Basically, I'm based in Europe, specifically in Cyprus, and I'm responsible for partner and community relations for Pundi X. My role is to actually initiate potential partnerships for executive and business development teams, and of course engage also with the community.
Thank you very much for explaining that to us, and thank you for joining. Can you explain what Pundi X Labs is and what kind of products you offer?
Yes, sure. So at Pundi X, what we do is that we are harnessing the power of blockchain technology to facilitate financial inclusion. So first of all, we have offices around the world, and so far more than 100 staff working at Pundi X. And those are based in Singapore, which is the headquarters of Pundi X, also in Taiwan, Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Shenzhen, Brazil, Canada, also in Europe, Austria, Cyprus, Romania, and Spain. And our aim is actually to make digital currencies accessible for everyone. And to make this feasible, we have developed our own point of sale blockchain-based device called XPOS. Now, the XPOS, what it does is basically it allows merchants in physical stores to accept cryptocurrencies as a payment method. And not only that, the merchants via our XPOS device can also sell cryptocurrency. So for example, let's say we have a consumer, they can walk into a store and pay for their goods using crypto. And they can pay using our XPass card. And this card is basically a physical NFC enabled card that can store crypto. Also, they can use our mobile wallet app called X Wallet, or also the private wallet. And the process to pay is actually very simple. And we have this phrase like as simple as buying a bottle of water. Now, in the same way that the customer walks into the store to pay for goods, they can also purchase cryptocurrency very easy, just topping up the crypto in their Express card or crypto mobile wallet. And what we further did in order to even push the crypto payment adoption, we partnered with world-leading Android point-of-sale providers like Ingenico, also Verifone and Pax. So our Xpos software can actually be installed into other Android point-of-sale devices. So merchants with those devices can simply install Xpos if they want to accept or sell cryptocurrencies. And our Xpos is currently located in more than 10 countries around the world to facilitate crypto payments in physical stores. Yes, briefly, this is what we do.
Sounds like the company already has made a very big global move and is set to grow, especially in this current year, right? I'm expecting a lot of mainstream adoption. So that's really good to hear that you guys are right on track for that.
Yes, thank you. And also, it's like we are also applying for a license to have the Xpos in El Salvador to facilitate Bitcoin payments there.
El Salvador is a big crypto company. Or country,
yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, Dogelon Mars, steward and biggest holder of the Methuselah Foundation, has said this project is a mission token and not a meme token. It has a big thing right now in our community to try and explain that to everybody, that Dogelon Mars is not a meme token, but a mission token based on the roadmap that we have. Do you have any comments on that?
Yes. So I've done my research, right? So the foundation, the Methuselah Foundation, I've actually read about it, and it's really fascinating to see how cryptocurrencies can work with other sectors, and in this case, Dogelon Mars in the biomedicine sector, which is what Methuselah Foundation is working on. And myself, I have a major in human biology. So I was really interested to read what's going on in the Methuselah Foundation, which holds a big percentage of Dogelon Mars coins. And what I read is actually they are trying to extend the healthy human lifespan. And they are using Dogelon Mars coins in order to achieve their mission. And also I've read that they are working with NASA on two challenges, which are very interesting ones. So the one is to create the human replacement tissues in order to benefit medicine in different space missions. And the other one is the deep space food challenge in order to produce healthy and healing foods for long space missions durations. And this is exciting to hear, and I'm looking forward to see how this evolves further in the future, because the space has indeed many challenges that are required to be solved in order to, let's say, make Elon Musk mission Mars possible, and of course any other future and current space missions. So it's really exciting, and I understand now why that we are prefer to be called like a mission token and not a meme coin. Yes.
Yes. So the Methuselah Foundation is a charity that focuses on extending longevity, but also together with a good health. They call that Lust with Life. And because of that, they started a lot of contests and side companies and things like that in order to achieve that goal. And the Methuselah Foundation owns about 43% of Dogelon Mars tokens, and that makes us a project with multiple ways. I'm sorry, I just had a technical issue. With multiple setups. We have the crypto side, the meme side, you could say, and we have the mission side. The mission side for us is the most important. And next to that, we have the crypto development projects. And we are personally curious about why did you decide, as Pundi X being, to start a poll, and why did you decide to include us on that? And why do you think the Dogelon Mars project is important for the market, but also for Pundi X?
Yes, good question. So regarding to the poll, right? So at Pundi X, we're always keen to explore and learn more about the market we are operating in. And therefore, we are like, let's make a poll based on the most trendy tokens, which, to be honest, they're like dog related, the image, the logos. So we decided to include the top 5 trendy ones. So Dogelon Mars was one of them. And I really want to say this. I'm like super impressed with the engagement you guys have on the poll. It looks like you are a really huge community, and not only in numbers, but also in doing actions, engaging. And our aim as Pundi X is to bring crypto projects together. So I think it's great for your community to also match with our community. And this will further benefit the crypto industry and further push crypto adoption to the next level. So you are really free, you and your community, to follow Pundi X, engage with our tweets and posts, and like together accelerate crypto adoption, match with our community, exchange knowledge, and learn from each other. I think it's a very good thing to do.
Thank you very much for sharing that part. So what would be the next step now that we have won that specific poll?
So for that one, we actually didn't think that it could get so much engagement, right? So we felt that it's a really good idea to do something. So we decided to do a giveaway. And in the giveaway, we have given away first token and Mission WAGMI NFT. So let me explain this. So the first token, right, is a reward token, which is on Binance Smart Chain and also our own Pundi X chain. So Pundi X chain is under Function X, which is the blockchain network that we developed, which allows different blockchains to communicate with each other. So users can actually delegate Pundi X tokens, right, and receive as block reward first token. Now, this first token feathers incentivize expose usage and can be used as a reward for gamification and discount voucher, and also to redeem NFTs. Now, this is where the Mission WAGMI NFT comes from. It was actually a limited edition astronauts NFTs that our users could redeem their first token to get the NFTs. Now it's not possible to mint more because it's over, but we decided to give 10 to the Dogelon Mars community as a big thank you for the engagement and for your strong community in the crypto space. So we are giving actually both Pulse token and the NFT to 10 lucky winners.
Wow, that's very generous of you. Thank you very much for that. And I can say that we really appreciate the giveaway in that regard because it helps both of our projects as well.
Yes, exactly.
And I was also wondering if you could possibly give us a hint of what is to come in the future after winning the poll between Pundi and Dogelon Mars.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So actually, we welcome to list tokens on our expos, our payment ecosystem, right? That are like highly requested by our community to be on the expos. However, for this to happen, we will need to work closely with the core team. So in this case, it will be the Dogelon core team, right? In order to complete a verification process that is required, which includes also a legal opinion in order for the tokens to be on the expos. Because with the expos, we are applying for license, and for this, we need to be compliant based on the guidelines that the Monetary Authority Singapore has set. Because we are complying with all the laws and regulations, which with each country basically that we operate in. So it will be great, you as like Dogelon warriors and your community to keep showing like your strength and engagement, and of course like support each other in order to help with crypto adoption, as I mentioned before. So a connection with the Dogelon core team will be a nice thing if you can facilitate this.
We can definitely help you out with that. We should talk a little bit offline about that, and I'm pretty sure we can work something out to start a collaboration. Do know that the Dogelon Mars team is anonymous, so it's a little bit difficult at times to get a hold of them as well. So
okay. Yes. Let's see, right?
Mm-hmm.
We can continue support each other and for the all good of everyone in the crypto space to increase the adoption, especially on the payment sector.
For sure, for sure. So I was wondering if you, I know that you're a very busy guy, so I was wondering if you are willing to take some questions from the audience.
Yes, of course, yes. Feel free to ask any questions.
Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead, Critter Brown.
Thank you, Dogelon Warriors, and thank you, Blue Stitch, for coming on the show. We greatly appreciate you. Now, with the Pundi X, I seen that you guys like not revamp, but like have a whole different whole of utility. Now, what like are you guys gonna do like a pair with Pundi X and Elon?
So regarding you mean the Dogelon Mars coin, right? If we do something together.
Yes.
Yes. So for this to happen, so for example, to be on the expos and for Elon coin to be accepted at the merchants, or even the merchants to be able to sell the coin, it has to undergo into a verification process as set by the guidelines of Monetary Authority Singapore. But of course, we can further see what other things we can do together. So I think it would be really beneficial to keep the discussion going.
Thank you.
Yes, because we see how powerful also your community is. So it will be great to do something together.
And we have a huge community as well. You know, we're all warriors.
Mm-hmm. Yes. The biggest warrior army.
Yes, sir. Does anybody else have any questions for Mr. Blue Stitch? Feel free to speak.
Hello?
I just want to say real quick, Blue Stitch, thank you so much for joining our platform today and giving us your time. And I enjoyed learning more about your company.
Thank you, Charlene. Thank you for having me. It's been
So Joe, we have a question.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. I hate to have you guys repeat stuff, but I'm actually at work trying to listen to y'all because I'm so interested in Dogelon Mars and everything. But I was wondering, I missed the part about the contest, the coin, what it was and stuff like that. If he doesn't mind saying it again, I apologize.
I didn't understand the question. The line was breaking. Can you please repeat?
Yes, it was about the coin and the contest you're having, giving away 10, I think it was. I'm at work and it's kind of hard to follow and do this at the same time. I'm in construction, so.
Oh, okay. So basically, if you follow the steps, right, for the giveaway, then when we announce the winners, we will share it and hopefully Dogelon Warrior and also retweet. So you can also see if you want. But we will also message you if you want to let you know.
Yes, and what was the name of the coin again?
First.
Okay, and I'll look forward to the tweet. I appreciate it. And again, I apologize. Thank you.
Thank you.
Saya, are you still with us? I believe you had a question for Blue Stitch. Paolo, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good morning or good evening. Blue Stitch, I do have a question for you. I came into the conversation fairly in the middle of it and kind of late. I wonder, is this a project that is going to be developed with the devs, or is this a project alone with the actual Dogelon Mars community?
So Pundi project, we have our own developer team, right? That we like to interact with other projects because we want to bring everyone together, right? In order to further expand the crypto payment adoption. So for example, having a strong community like you supporting us is a good step to further push for the adoption. So it's more or like developer is on our side, the development, right? But in general, the crypto adoption comes within the community. It's driven by the community, right? So it combines both, basically.
This is basically a collaboration with the developers, and it's an accordance and agreement with the developers with the consent and the help of the actual community itself alone, as I'm understanding correctly.
So basically, for Dogelon Mars to be on the expos, like because we have like other coins as well listed on the device, there is a verification process to able to list Dogelon Mars. But let's say that it's possible to do, then it's also up to the community later to keep pushing, right? For example, maybe some merchants want to accept Dogelon Mars or sell Dogelon Mars, and that will be possible.
So what would the timeline be and what would the actual cost be?
Tell me again.
What would the timeline be? When would this be projected and how much would it cost?
That's basically for a discussion only with the Dogelon Mars core team to see how we can work things out.
Is there a projected timeline? Is it in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year?
Well, as long as we can connect with the Dogelon Mars team and see if it's possible. There is not really any like projection, is whether we can proceed with this.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Paulo, for questions. Dogelon Army, go ahead.
Oh yeah, no questions at this time.
Oh, okay. Blue Stitch, if you have something else to share with our community, you could do that now. I'm right now not seeing anybody else who has specific questions for you. So if you do not have any questions, I would like to thank you for your time. And yeah, stick around if you want to.
Yes, of course, I will stick around to listen to the whole discussion that you guys have. So thank you for having me here, and it's really great to connect with you. And of course, again, congratulations for winning the poll. It's a huge difference in the number of votes, so well done, guys.
Thank you very much. See, I just adding Jimmy here. He just was a latecomer. Jimmy, go ahead. What would you like to say to us?
Few questions to the wonderful Dogelon team.
Are you meaning with team the devs, or are you meaning the community here?
The community. We are all team Dogelon.
That's for sure. We're all Dogelon warriors, right? So go ahead.
Thank you very much. Well, basically, what I can see is this coin represents freedom, okay? Because it represents moving away from the traditional coins that do nothing for the world and have no mission. But what I see is that I've been investing in this coin for almost 8 months now, you know, and we as members of the Dogelon army must continue this fight. We're on the front lines of this war between oppression, and we are on the line and vanguard of freedom. So what I ask is that everyone just keep on fighting. The casualties are high, but we got to keep going. Now, it's not easy to change the world. One cute meme at a time, because what I tell my brothers and my sisters when they ask me when their portfolio is down 90%, big memes, bigger dreams. And as you can see from my little dog right here, he also believes in Dogelon. Thank you.
I fully agree with that. Currently, the whole market is down, right? So everything looks like a blood plan, not just Dogelon Mars, and we just have to stick into it because, like you said, 8 months ago when you were here, you know, the coin was a lot more down than it is now. We're actually still in profit if you bought it back then. So it's all a matter of perspective, right? Zoom out in the case you got focused in too much on a specific chart. So
100%.
thank you.
That's why it's called
Yeah.
Dogelon Mars. It's not called Dogelon, give out, Dogelon, peace dove, Dogelon, we're not trying. It's called Dogelon Mars because the Dogelon army is a fighting army with fighting words. Okay. And, for myself, I've taken out a second mortgage. I've sold my kidney to buy more Dogelon, and I recommend all of you do the same. And this is financial advice.
Well, let's not go into that. It's not financial advice. It's your personal opinion of how you want to achieve certain things, and if you want to take that risk is on you. But we should not advise anybody here to put their life on the line, basically, right? So let's tune it down a little bit there. I do know that some people do that. They risk everything, which is fine. That's on them. And if it's successful, very good. If it's not, well, it's also on them, right? So let's keep it a bit neutral. So that being said, though, we have a different section in this Dogelon space, and that's about the news that we've had the last week. And I would like to share the last news with you. Oh, great. Before I go into that, Dogelon Army, I'm seeing your hand being raised, so go ahead. And
say a couple things while I have a chance, but yeah, like decentralized currency is one step in the direction of freedom. Like another is decentralizing power back to the individual and as well as the community. Also, like on that presentation that Methuselah was doing, they were talking about decentralizing science on top of that. Yeah, we're moving in the right direction with that. But just real quick, just wanted to announce the updates for the DogelonArmy.com website. We now have an introduction to Dogelon Mars section for all the newcomers with essential links and references. But if you don't know, the Dogelon Army mission is to improve quality of life on Earth and practice colonization. Because though we've settled and developed, we haven't quite learned to function as a colony. But and so what we plan to do, we plan to look at Earth like a metaverse and take control of communities and lead humanity in a more efficient and utopian direction. And and if you want to claim a territory, all you got to do is huddle some Dogelon and make an affirmation declaration to open the center when Dogelon does go to the Mars. And so for more information, go ahead and check out the website, dogelonarmy.com. And if you would like to add a city to the mission, send us an email at dogelonarmy@gmail.com.
definitely check that out, dogelonarmy.com. I love your mission, man. You're doing great work there. So let's move on to the next session, which is the news again. So one of the biggest things that we saw last week was an article from the Methuselah Foundation. They released an article about Dogelon Mars and their involvement into the project. In the article, they talked about the fact that they are no ordinary whale, but the steward of the token. They make a very distinct difference between being a whale and a steward. And it builds off the article that they released like a year ago. I would definitely ask you to check that article out. I will post the link later up in the Dogelon space when I have a chance. And they will also said something about the way that they will divest. They will only sell small amounts responsible to support the mission of conquering big challenges, and also that it has become a mission token. That means effectively that they will not just divest for cash. They will divest for specific goals. So definitely check that out. If you're afraid that they will sell in big amounts, this article is saying that they won't. And it is also saying that they will not simply divest. And I think that is a very important statement that they've made right there. And they also go into other parts. It's not a very long article, but long enough to explain certain things. So In the article, they also state the following. The ultimate goal is to reduce human suffering and extend the human lifespan, while advancing humanity's adventure on Earth and in space with the enthusiastic support of the rapidly growing Elon community. So that's their specific mission that they want to achieve with their piece of Dogelon Mars, right? The 43%. It's not just about longevity, it is also about human suffering, and they want to diminish that by extending the healthy human lifespan. So that includes a new piece there that is not necessarily very clear to everybody. So that being said, though, last week we also had another Dogelon talk. If you're not familiar with the Dogelon talk, it's the written Q&A that we have with everybody of you, where we ask the community certain questions and also try to start conversations among each other. So the Dogelon talk is not just about answering the question that we post on the Dogelon Warriors account. It's also to instigate just discussion between everyone. So if you see a question there or a response that you would like to dive into, be free to respond to that. Right now, it was another great success that we had. And we had a lot of good answers in it, and we had a great engagement. So we had a reach of 270,000 people, and we had 7,600 interactions. We had over 5,600 shares, and we had 380 mentions of it, right? This is the secondary goal that we have here, is building bigger engagement within our community and help each other understand what our goal is. If we bring this to a higher level, then at some point can actually cause a trend inside Twitter, and that will cause new investors to come in. So I would like to ask all of you to come join us on our next Dogelon talk. It will be this Thursday as well. It will be an hour earlier than the last one, based on the poll that we had this week. So be sure to check that one out. Now, our following piece in the news is the ETH Denver. It was from 11th to the 20th. ETH Denver took place. I'm not entirely sure if you guys knew. It's a seminar, it's a conference where a lot of people from the Ethereum community come together and discuss new technology, but also old technology and how to improve it. Multiple workshops are being performed there as well. And Dane Goebel from the Methuselah Foundation was there as well. He had a presentation for decentralized science. What he did specifically was not, the presentation was not specifically about Dogelon Mars, but it was, however, focused on that specific piece in the community. And what he did is, in the presentation, he threw in the mascot. So I'll put up as well in the Dogelon space the presentation sheet where he had done that. So it was a nice little promo he did. You can also check out the Methuselah Foundation Twitter to learn all about it. And also Crypto Pomelo wrote an article on it. Crypto Pomelo is a Reddit administrator. If you're looking for the specific link of that article, let me know. Just send me a DM and I'll shoot you the link. It's a very interesting article. He goes into the different ways that Methuselah Foundation could divest, why it is important, and also his own personal theories on why the Methuselah Foundation is there as well. So be sure to check that out on the subreddit.
I do want to ask a question, if that's all right.
Go ahead, yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone again for speaking about this important topic of Dogelon. So, the last few months I've been thinking very carefully and I've been watching all the Falcon X rocket launches into space. I saw the new SpaceX spaceship to Mars, and having really envisioned the ultimate use case for Dogelon Mars, it is the currency of Mars in the future. And so, like, how would that actually occur? Well, I can tell you right now, it would mean that when people are beginning to settle Mars, they would be buying Dogelon Mars prepared to transact each other before they get on the spaceship. Sorry?
Jimmy, I don't really see how this is relating currently to the news. I
Well,
thought you had a question about the news.
oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. So we have two more items on the news, and after that you can ask a different question if you want to. I don't mind that, but while we're in the news section, I prefer to just keep it on point. So let's move on to the other 2 points. So we have another poll that we won, and it was by Pundi X Labs, right? We just spoke with Blue Stitch about that, and we won over 63% that piece. So I need you guys to be aware that we as a community are very, very strong. And a lot of the polls that we choose to go at, we always win with a very big margin. So I would like to congratulate you guys on that. And it's also why Blue Stitch came in. So thank you very much for that. And then the last piece of our news is that Mr. Dogelon Mars and Werner Van Braun. I'm not entirely sure if you guys know who Werner Van Braun is. Werner Van Braun is one of the core team as well. It's not just Mr. Dogelon Mars. We have a few core team members there. And they came in this week a few times about talking NFTs and hinting towards great things. Almost every day, Werner Van Braun has showed up during the weekend. And normally when he starts showing up, it means big things are coming. And the same for Mr. Dogelon Mars. When he becomes more active inside the Telegram chat, we also know big things are coming. So I would like to show or share that piece with you guys, that even though the market is down right now, don't think nothing is happening in the next month, because all the signs are saying it's on green. So that's the last piece of the news that I would like to share with you guys. Thank you very much. Jimmy, go ahead. And
Oh, sure, thank you. I mean, of course, I really want to send my appreciation and love to Werner Von Braun, and of course, the whole Dogelon Mars team. So, I was discussing this with my friends about, when SpaceX begins selling tickets to go to Mars, what do we do so we can begin transacting on Mars? Because it's not like people are going to be, handing each other dollars, right? That could even be a violation of the sovereignty of Mars, because it's not supposed to be colonized by any one nation. So we're basically thinking, is this the ultimate use case for Dogelon Mars? And the question and the answer is the same. Yes. And basically, how would that work? Well, beyond being able to buy and sell land on Mars using this coin, we all know that it's a thoroughly decentralized coin. So if maybe these individuals, they're not making one country happy when they start taking over and terraforming Mars, they don't have to worry about their coins being frozen. And, they're going to have internet, they're going to have, puppies, they're going to have all sorts of things on Mars. And what I see is that we really need to just tell everyone that this coin is the ultimate expression of human values, curiosity, strength, and above all, the pursuit of being free. That's why we have to go to Mars, because currently what's going on Earth, there's a lot of unfortunate devastation of our environment, and people in charge of the world who could care less about us. So I know that people are like, well, do you really think this is going to happen in our lifetime? Again, if you watch, YouTube SpaceX live streams, they're literally launching a rocket every 2 days. Every 2 days they're launching a rocket. And they're launching a rocket, and every single time they launch, it gets cheaper. And this is just in the last 5 years. People forget that SpaceX has just been doing, this type of with Falcon X heavy rocket just very recently. Imagine what it's going to be like in 20 years, right? And imagine what that's going to be like in 30 years. And people say, well, what's going to happen to Dogecoin, Bitcoin, and so forth? Inflation, the destruction of the dollar. And I say, no, that's not really the point here, guys. I can guarantee you, if we were able to get from VHS tapes to smartphones in just, how long was it? 10 years? From 1995 to 2005 when the first iPhone came out, we're definitely going to get from starships, the SpaceX Starship to Mars colonization in the next 20 years, for sure. And everyone is going to need to bring some Dogelon on Mars, and, put in their pocket so they can work together. They can actually exchange and basically create a community over there on the red planet.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility and also part of our mission, right? To be able to be the first multiplanetary currency. But in order to achieve that, we need funds, we need equipment, and we need to make sure that everything is aligned to make that happen. So throughout the Space Food Challenge that we are currently part of as a community, we are setting the bar for the first thing that we need to achieve, which is food. If we don't have food on the space mission towards Mars, or even when we start colonizing, well, it won't happen, right? So the Methuselah Foundation and the Dogelon Mars community together are looking in ways how we can improve that, but also it has an impact on Earth, because everything that is currently being investigated for the Space Food Challenge, I'm sorry about that, guys, has also an impact on Earth. So it's all good stuff, and definitely within the range of possibility. It's not a phantom, it's not a fantasy. So guys, I'm not entirely sure if you all are looking at the tweets that I've shared. We have shared a tweet about the special guest that we have from the Blues from Pundi X. And but the second one is from our trading admin Austin. And he is a firm believer that we are going to skyrocket soon, as you can see in this chart as well. So be sure to check that one out. And if you have questions regarding the technical analysis that he has done, you can just shoot me another DM if you want to. That is not an issue at all, and I will relay it to him. Okay, so for now, the calendar for this Dogelon Space is finished. That means not that we're going to quit with Dogelon Space. It means that we can now move into our more organic piece of the space itself. So if you have questions, if you would like to share something with the community, please request speaker and I will add you, and you can go ahead and propose what you want to propose. Crypto Brown, I'm seeing that you're back. I thought you have a signal issue. So good to see you, man.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, I was having signal issues. But once again, thank you, Blue Stitch, for joining. I just want to let everybody know that us, Dogelon Army warriors, we are destined to hold this point. This digital currency that we hold isn't just any type of digital currency. It has value. It has the future that is going to represent. Like, things are happening right now. Methuselah Foundation make it 90 the new 50. I want you guys to still remember that they're a big organization, foundation backing us. So with all the FUD, just throw it out in the trash can. Throw it in the trash can because we are here to prevail and we are here to succeed and create longevity. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I would just want to add on to that very quickly, Crypto Brown. When I see people on Instagram buying, caviar, cupcakes, and they're doing all sorts of strange things with their money, what I call excessive consumption, I just think to myself, are they really investing for the future? But I see everyone here in this, I guess this Twitter Spaces channel, we're all together because we know one thing. If we want to make humanity better, we got to start with the ecosystem first, and that begins with Dogelon Mars.
You're right. You're right, Jimmy. And like a lot of people just post. Like, the thing about it is, why would I go ahead and go buy fast food when I can invest into my future? This is our future. Think about it. Dogelon Mars is still a baby. It's still a baby. Dogelon Mars' birthday is about to come up. Paulo?
So I'm listening to what's being said, and I can't help but have a big smirk on my face, and I'm in somewhat disbelief. Jimmy, with all due respect, I don't know you, but from sitting on the sidelines, listening to what you're saying, one thing's just coming to my mind. I don't know if you're trolling us or if you're an actual investor. When you kind of mentioned,
you look at my followers and see that they're just regular people.
But listen, when you're kindly telling me that you've remortgaged your house and you've pulled out a kidney, but you're complaining about somebody eating caviar, I'm sorry to say this, but if somebody's eating caviar, it's because they're doing something right in life. They're still able to invest. So, before you call the kettle black, think twice before you speak. Because sitting on the sidelines, I'm listening to what you're saying, and it's just ridiculous and it's nonsense. And I don't see how it's contributing to anything that is related to Dogelon Mars.
Well, I think that a lot of people have just followed me. If you look at my followers, you see that we do believe. And you know what? If you want to take a 90% swing in your portfolio, as long as you believe, good things happen. And, it's about true believers.
Try to put yourself in somebody's perspective when you're sitting on the sidelines and you're listening to somebody talk, and they're talking about remortgaging a house and remortgaging this, and they're giving up their kidney. I don't know if that was just you being sarcastically funny, but when you're complaining about somebody living life and being able to afford caviar, in my eyes, it's because they've invested and they've done something right that they can afford caviar. And they
Can I just tell you the people who were ETH miners 2 years ago, when the price of ETH went from $5,000 to I think almost down to $4,400. You know what a lot of them are doing? A lot of them remortgage their house, and look at them.
If somebody remortgaged their house for $1,000, I think you shot yourself in the foot, and then you need to go back to school.
Well, I'm not only $1,000. I mean, the price went down 90%. And again, I'm not the only person who would say
considering that the entire space is volatile, and if anybody's listening on this, and if you beg to differ, then I'm sorry, you don't know what cryptocurrency is. It's a volatile stage. Anything can happen at any given moment. But if you're that crazy enough to go remortgage your house and to put your family in jeopardy, or whoever it is that is with you, because you've invested into a token and it's taken a dive, and you're gonna do something as crazy as that, that's suicide.
It's not just any token. I think you're not really a true believer, so I'm just gonna say, let's agree to disagree.
No,
but
again,
again,
I'm just calling you out on your bluffing.
Guys, I'm just going to mute you guys here for a second. We're not here to attack each other based on risk management strategies. Jimmy is one that goes all in and throws all risk management out to the side, which is his own choice, right? Paolo, I agree with you. It's not a choice that most people should make or need to make, and it throws the risk management book completely out of the door. But if that is what he wants to do, that is what he wants to do. And for that piece, that is absolutely fine if he wants to do it. It's just, I'm just putting a disclaimer on it that it is not financial advice for anybody else. That being said, though, Jimmy is a very big believer, right? He is a big part of the community, and he has a certain focus, which is on the crypto community part. We have the Methuselah Foundation. We have two sides to a coin, right? We have the crypto part and we have the Methuselah Foundation part. So what you see in the community is that some people focus on the crypto part, which is becoming the multiplanetary currency. And in order to do so, we have to colonize Mars. And in order to do that, we need to have rockets go out into space. And if we focus on the Methuselah Foundation part, it's all about longevity. That is the split inside our community, but also makes us very potent inside the crypto space. So let's not try and attack people here about that, right? Just let's keep it friendly. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to ask you to please follow that as well. Otherwise, I have to take other precautions there. Paulo, if you still want to add something to that, go ahead. But let's keep it friendly here.
I just want to jump in real quick. As everybody know, myself and Crypto Brown on our videos, we always tell everybody, buy what you can. We buy what you can afford, and we are not financial advisors. Okay. So what Jimmy is doing, that's on Jimmy. But we may have a lot of new people on this space today, so I don't want them to get confused on anything. If you're gonna buy what you can afford. And again, we are not financial advisors. Dogelon Warriors, a Surgeon, myself, Crypto Brown, we are not financial advisors. We are just here holding the space for you all. So if any of you all have any questions, you all can come to us and we could do our best and share our knowledge of what we have and our opinions. Everything that we are saying now is our opinion, but by all means, only buy what you can afford, please. That's all I want to say, Surgeon. I don't know who's next. Paula, you want to finish up, and then after Paula, we'll go to Robert.
No, I wanted to thank you for saying that. You know, we're not giving financial advice, and nobody should be giving it if you're not a financial advisor, first and foremost. I appreciate the fact that you've actually mentioned that we've stated numerous times, we're not financial advisors. You do what you could afford. So, Jimmy, no disrespect to your tactics and your ways of doing things. If that's what works best for you, and if that's what makes the world round, so be it. Congratulations.
Robert, you like to say something? Robert Redding?
Yes, totally different, going on a totally different area here, but that's all right. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, yeah. As I look at different cryptocurrencies and stuff like that, I have to have a reason why I want to invest in that. And I think every person should always look back of the day they purchased that currency and try to remember why you actually why you purchased that. And has something changed since that first month that you purchased that token? And with Elon in specific, for me, it was completely longevity. The science behind it. Yes, Methuselah Foundation was involved, and I saw I went to Etherscan right away and saw that Vitalik and had donated to the foundation. And of course, I was a SHIB investor, and I'm like, wow, that's just, how's that exactly almost identical in a concept, of donating tokens. And so it caught my eye. So I had to do a lot more research. But then I started to understand who Methuselah Foundation was and what they stand for. And it was longevity. And then now I'm sitting here thinking more and more, and Jimmy's brought up some great points about going to Mars and stuff that we talk about, that, 90 being the new 50, okay? Let's look back in the 20th century of all the great scientists and explorers. That was an industrial revolution in the 1900s. I remember when I had a great uncle pass away, I think in late 1990s. He lived to be 90 something. I thought, my God, look at all the stuff he saw. He was there before the dang airplane was flying. But think about this. Think of how many of those scientists had passed away in the 1900s, early, 55, 65, because they didn't have the longevity. They didn't even have some heart surgeries. But think about our future right now with some of the great, I don't know, as I quoted, I put on my Twitter, the world's visionaries are throwing their intellectual weight towards longevity funding. We're talking about billionaires and millionaires donating and funding and getting involved in this project behind the scenes. Not all behind the scenes. We can connect the dots and see a lot of great names. Can you imagine if some of these great leaders of this century, the ability to be 90 and 100 years old, still working, and still, you look at all the great PhDs, and I mean, I got family that got PhDs, and those intellectual folks that I call, I don't have that, but they're willing to work to 100 years old, because you know why? Because they're using their mind. They're not having to use their hands day to day. So they're still going to be contributing until they're 100, 110. This is unbelievable that we have this ability to invest in something that's not only going to affect longevity science, but we're talking about every industry. If people can live longer, how's that going to affect the economy? More and more people are going to live longer. More and more people will be able to spend more money in their retirements, this and that. It's going to affect not only Mars and interplanetary, it's going to help people on Earth. Now we're talking about billions of investors. And as they get more access, kind of like, thank you, Blue Stitch, as some of these countries don't have the ability to connect and spend, you're connecting them right here on Earth. I was in the Navy. I was all over. I've been to 5 continents. There's countries that it was amazing. I could not believe that they can't communicate. We're helping them communicate. When this infrastructure grows, Starlink system grows, where people can use their hands and their phones and spend their money quickly, they're going to be looking at these tokens. Guys, hey, I love the dialogue. I do love the fact that we can speak. We don't always have to agree, but I love the fact that we can talk it through. Thank you, Dogelon Warrior. You're doing a great job in this space, and I look forward to it every Tuesday. Thank you, man.
You're quite welcome, and thank you also for joining. That does give me an opening to tell you guys something, because we had a poll 2 weeks ago, I believe, about having a second Dogelon space. We are having that one on Thursday at the same time as this one. So that announcement is coming out later today. And I hope to see you guys there as well, of course. So that all being said, I'm seeing that Dogelon Millionaire wants to say something. So go ahead, man.
Oh, yeah, I did. I had a couple of points I wanted to touch. First, I would like to apologize to Charlene, because I had said some things to her on her YouTube space that I actually wasn't aware of. So, Charlene, I would like to commend you on your research that you do. You are very intuitive, and also Crypto Brown for keeping us updated. But also, I would like to say something to Paulo and Jimmy. Paulo is very adamant about this token, but I feel like Jimmy is as well. Like it shows his dedication. I'm not saying, I don't know if he did sell a kidney or refinance or mortgage his home, But I mean, if he did, that just showed a dedication to the community. And I would also like to say that I feel like right now a lot of us are just kind of like in this space, like we hoping and trying to figure out like what's next with the project. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I think the devs is kind of like currently working on. And I was watching Elon Musk and the Dogelon Mars Twitter page, and I feel like they kind of like talking to each other, like with like, you know how he said like the Dogelon Mars tweet said like he basically was like when he was a pup he was afraid of the night, but now he used his star light to kind of like find his way. And then like with Elon Musk and his ships called the Starlink and things like that. So I feel like it's something that's in works right now that a lot of us should get prepared for, because it's something definitely coming. And I feel like somebody had said this yesterday, but due to the prices reconsolidating at lower numbers and retesting and newer highs and things like that, I feel like it's basically like somebody said that somebody is trying to like the whales is probably trying to like shake the trees to get rid of the people that really ain't gonna be long-term investors. So I personally would say that I feel like everybody should just calm down and get ready for this ride. Like Paulo said yesterday, it is gonna be a long ride. And I feel like we should all just get prepared for it. But I think this is a great project. And moving forward, like you see people like Blue Stitch, he's basically saying that he sees the value in the project. So I feel like the devs from Dogelon Mars are basically just trying to create like some more utility for the token, which the holders that we can basically find some type of use for in the current time, because you know everybody is saying something about going to Mars, which is a great, which I assume would be a great opportunity. You know, that's a new forefront. That's like the first man that was on the moon. But I feel like the devs is trying to like create something that we can use the token in the current in the current atmosphere where so I feel like we just need to stay down. I like and like how Dogelon like how how Crypto Brown always say, just continue to collect your bags and increase your position in holdings. Like I feel like it's only gonna benefit you in the long run. That's pretty much all I want to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much, Dogelon Millionaire. And that's for sure the case, right? We have our lofty goals, and the devs have also the right now goals. So if we look at what we have seen so far, like recently we saw something pop up about NFTs. So maybe they're doing something with NFTs, and we have the Medium article that goes into staking Elon, right? And a mystery token. So that being said, though, those are the short-term things that we can expect at some point. We don't know when, but I'm expecting that it should come fairly soon, because the Medium article has been a few months now. So, and the NFT thing is recent. I do know that the core team often waits for the market to become stable. So now with this Russia stuff going on, we saw a big dip in the market going on. So maybe that postponed things again. I'm not entirely sure. I can say, because the core has been quite silent lately. And silent doesn't mean that it is a bad thing. Often they become silent because they're working. And then we saw that he came into the main Telegram channel again together with Werner Van Braun. And that often tells me, okay, it's happening within a few weeks. Because Werner Van Braun only shows up when something is popping, right? So that's just what we know. The moment that he shows up, something is popping soon. So keep that in mind. Thank you very much, Dogelon Millionaire, for that.
So can I just quickly mention something? I just want to say something very important. You know, people in the world, when it comes to what they sacrifice for, people even kill each other historically over greenbacks. You know, dollar bills with Uncle Sam's face on it. So if you want to say what you want to say, if you are doubters, understand the context of what I'm saying. If you go to any prison, and I've been a volunteer at prisons now for 15 years, people tell you crazy, crazy stories of how they've lost their entire lives over some cotton-based money. I mean, the money is from basically used up clothes. That's actually how dollar bills were actually created. It's basically cotton fiber, right? And they bring it to the US Mint, and they basically turn that into greenback money in the United States. And people do some very crazy things for that. So you can make fun of people who believe, but we're not committing any violence here. We're just putting our money where our mouth is. And unlike, people who've made decisions based on basically, I guess I would call it, they've been brought up to believe that everything should be done for the dollar. You can see movies, you can see, hear songs about this, where they've sacrificed their lives, not just their lives, but their children's lives. They basically spent their whole life working, not even talking to their children, just so they could have a bit more of these greenback dollars, which lose value over time, right? And it's because of short-term thinking. So I just want to put that out there because I do volunteer in prisons and I hear crazy stories for what people do to get something.
Right, Jimmy. But I want to say this here. I'm a diehard believer of Dogelon Mars. I believe in it. I believe we'll touch $1. And even if we touch $1, I'm still buying bags. Most people don't like to hear that. But we do emphasize, we do if you don't afford what you can't lose. We really do preach that because we don't want anybody to lose out anything. I'm not saying Dogelon Mars may not reach those heights. No, I'm a diehard believer too. And a lot of people who are in this space right now that are listening, they are diehard believers as well. Everybody wants financial freedom. But to put this into perspective, listen, I'm friends with multiple doctors, orthopedic doctors. And the main thing that they're into longevity. Now, everybody knows about stem cell research. If you have a bad knee, bad back, they have stem cell, whereas, you can have that where you don't have to deal with pain and you feel like you're brand new. This is quoted, Dr. Fagenhart, my doctor. He even said he is investing into Dogelon Mars. I know a lot of you guys may not know, I have brought up Mr. Clay Greenfield, number 84 NASCAR driver. He's bullish on Dogelon Mars, okay? So I want you guys to understand celebrities, and not just celebrities, doctors. Doctors are celebrities because, they're saving our lives when we're in the hospital. But they're definitely backing Dogelon Mars because of Methuselah Foundation, because of longevity, because of deep space food travel. Okay, we got things that's going on Mars that we don't even know that's happening right now. We probably already have people living on Mars right now. You don't know that. We already have space travels that's booked for the whole 2024. Dogelon Mars is one of a kind coin, and I'm a true believer. I am a warrior behind Dogelon. But again, us average people, some of us may not be average, but there's doctors and physicians. They're buying into this cryptocurrency because they see that Methuselah Foundation is backing Dogelon. So I just want that to be in everybody's ear hole. Remember, doctors are buying it. If you're not buying it, they're buying it. We're not giving you no financial advice. We're just giving you the research and the clues of what's going on. They're definitely holding. And as if you guys see me on my YouTube channel today, the video, there's 141 trillion in the second wallet. And not just that, on Uniswap, it's steady again, they're trading 30,000. Someone spent $30,000 this morning on Dogelon Mars. So the best thing that I can say is, hey, diamond holders are always the best. We will always prevail because while we are in it for the long haul, we want financial freedom. We don't just want that little lottery money and then just blow it all away. We want financial freedom where we can be able to take care of generations and generations that's coming. This is the new age. The banks, everybody is getting ready for millionaires and billionaires and trillionaires to be made at the end of the day. So I want you guys to understand that Dogelon Mars, is a unique coin, the utility that it has that's backing it. You know, you don't see any other coins that have billionaires. Okay, Kevin O'Leary, he loves Polygon, and what's Dogelon Mars is with the Polygon network as well in this ecosystem. Dogelon Mars is going to shoot up. It may not shoot up right now, but it's always going to be when you least expect it. Remember that. When you least expect it, it will shoot up. But hey, put away some that you can afford to lose, get you some Dogelon Mars, and hodl. Thank you.
Chat. Seeing you have your hand raised, go ahead, man.
Hi, I just want to introduce myself. I'm a holder, and I'm gonna continue to be a holder. I come from multi-level marketing background. Not that I'm trying to push anything like that. I'm not, but that's just kind of where I was raised in a multi-level marketing family. But so I'm seeing a lot of familiar things going on. I also invest in gold, also invest in silver, also invest in houses and other things like that. But what I'm seeing here is something that if you just hold on to, it makes no sense. You hold on to it, it makes money. Makes money. You know, you just gotta hold on to it. It's not like the rest of the stuff you gotta maintain. Just get you some, like Silent Alonzo says, get you some and hold on to it. But and that's not a financial advice, let me tell you that. I made some bad things, some bad choices in financial things. So that's just what I see as a no-brainer is that we buy and we hold. I'm a newbie in crypto. Sorry, I'm gonna ramble real quick because I want you to know since I've been in crypto probably October. So I got in on the Shiba Inu run, FOMO'd into it. And then I found Dogelon Mars through Chrome. And I started getting into the community and learning that much nicer, pleasant community in Dogelon Mars. And ultimately the Methuselah Foundation is a banger. I mean, it is. I mean, come on now. Who doesn't want to live forever? Who doesn't want to travel to Mars? For all you newbies out there, man, you know, check out the community. That's what you really want, and get yourself involved with sharing, retweeting, and all that kind of good stuff. All that could do is help. But hodl. I mean, when you get you a bag, hold on to it. Charlene, hold on. I'm gonna go by all the people who I listen to. Charlene, you're cute. Dang. I'm telling you. Awesome girl. Thank you. And smart and entrepreneur.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh man, Crypto Brown, dude. Your info is off the chain, man. I'm telling you, I don't know where you're finding it or whatnot, dude. Dude, you make my dreams like almost like they're like this isn't real. But man, you are the man. I love it. I don't know everybody here.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pass the mic because I didn't want to ramble, but I'm gonna be in and out, and I'm just getting into Twitter. That's why y'all haven't heard of me. I didn't really do Twitter. So now I do Twitter and I'm here. So thank y'all and for all your hard work. I know how much time you put into this.
You're quite welcome. Everybody here are supporters of Dogelon Mars, right? We all want Dogelon Mars to achieve, and we're all doing our own ways to achieve that. Charlene, Crypto Brown, Silent Alonzo, Crypto Girl Talk Stocks. You know, those are the YouTubers, but we also have a lot of people that are prominent inside the Twitter community. Robert Redwing, for example, is one that tweets a lot of information out, right? He does a lot of things there as well. And I see a lot more inside this current space as well. I'm not going to shout you all out because everybody knows who they are, but everybody here is a Dogelon warrior. And thank you for bringing it up, Chad. That is definitely the case. That a lot of people here are promoting the project for the goals that it has, right? So be advised on that. This is not a standard Dogelon mark. It's not a standard community as with SHIB. A lot of the people in the Shiba Inu community are only there because they're investors for cash. They want to make money. That's the only thing they want to do. Well, in the Dogelon Mars community, of course, we want to make money as well, but we have bigger goals to achieve. And while we're achieving those goals, we are making money as well. And that's the big difference between all the other projects out there. We are one unit, one hive that goes towards the goals, which is space travel, making Dogelon Mars the first multiplanetary currency, and also achieving longevity. And I want to touch on to another subject that I forgot the name. I think Jimmy put that on, or maybe Chad. I forgot the name who did that. Wait, it was Crypto Brown. Crypto Brown said something about that. I'm sorry about that. I'm a little bit distracted here as well about stem cell research. So there is an article on the Methuselah Foundation news site where they're talking about prime research. And in the prime research, it's also based on stem cell, but with prime editing, they can actually change the cellular age by adjusting the DNA. So right now, there is a technique that can already reverse aging. We're not talking about anti-aging, we're talking about reversing aging by adjusting something inside the cell. So be sure to check that out. That's the new thing that they're looking into right now, and it is quite amazing. It's quite amazing. And a few weeks ago, Dave Goebel also said something about something like that. They have a topical ointment that can actually reverse the cell or nerve damage. So you just put the ointment on your skin and it will restore the nerve that has been damaged, and you will get your sense back there. Right? It's just the beginning of the research, right? This is just the beginning of a new medicine that's coming out. But imagine where it will be in like 10 years. And imagine how Dogelon Mars will help them achieve those steps even further. So Jimmy went into the doctors of the 20s, for example, right? And if they lived longer as well. Well, right now, we are living right now, and we are actually helping right now with not just living longer, but also with medicine that's going to improve people's lives. As the Dogelon Mars community, we're helping those missions as well. So please not forget that, right? It's not about lofty goals only. So Robert, I'm seeing you have your hand raised. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to piggyback on what you just said. And, and that's the difference between the old traditional way that we get medicines and the science versus now using blockchain and cryptocurrency. And that's where Elon's going to fall right into place there. I shared on my Twitter site where why does cryptocurrency matter to longevity? And, it's going to expand the funding capacities like tremendously. And it's going to allow communities, not just government organizations only, but it's going to allow big institutions and communities to come together also. And that funding is going to come more quickly and be tracked better through a blockchain. So that money is, we know it's being spent correctly, and we can track that better. And then the second thing was decentralized research. The capabilities of decentralized research is just going to be so much quicker because the data's there, and they're going to be able to use that. And that actually is the third thing, was data and research sharing. And, you know, think about it right now, in academia of colleges and stuff, you have research in every different college, but it's hard to share an article or throw it up on the internet, because then somebody else, I don't want to like using the word steal it in an aspect like that, but they'll take some of that research that they're doing and then they go use it. But then who really owned it? Well, that's blockchain. So now they can share this knowledge and take that knowledge and use it, but yet they still know who's the owners of the original founders or this and that. And then when that technology comes quicker and faster and the money comes and then it starts monetarily coming back to those engineers and doctors, everybody's going to get paid correctly, all the way down to the founders up. So that's why blockchain and cryptocurrency is the new longevity. And it's going to allow longevity this is going to happen faster, so much faster. Thank you, man.
Fully agree with that, Robert. Thank you very much for sharing that. Just want to add in here that everybody that wants to come up and pose a question or want to share something, you can just push that button for speaker and we'll start adding you. Dogelon Army, we added you a little bit earlier, but go ahead if you want to say something.
Just on standby in case someone has a question, I might have an answer for it.
Can you repeat that?
I just came up in case like a question came up and I might have an answer for it. So standing by.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
I got a question real quick. In a case, has anybody got technicals on in a case that Bitcoin drops to the floor? Where is our next support level?
Well, this is the Dogelon space, right? We only talk about basically only Dogelon technical analysis, not Bitcoin. And I think in the market right now, I'm just throwing it out there with what's happening with Russia right now. I think most of the TA doesn't really apply because a major storm can happen because of it. We just saw that yesterday. So I think we should refrain of any analysis on Bitcoin right now.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it like that. I meant when Bitcoin crashes, I'm seeing a major reflection in the resemblance of the chart. What I was saying, if Bitcoin decides to take it down, which we know how those guys are over in Bitcoin, not that we are, where is our next support level?
Okay, so Chad, the altcoin market is always reliant on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin takes a dive, altcoin go down as well. And if Bitcoin goes up, altcoins go up as well. It's like the mother currency right there that everything is reliant on. So what our next support line is, well, check out that tweet that I just shared with you, right? If you look if you go up in the Dogelon space, you can see that I've shared 2 tweets. And then the second tweet is a piece of TA for Dogelon Mars from our trading admin, Austin. And he's basically sharing with us what he thinks is going to happen next. You can see what the channel is where Dogelon Mars is currently in. And you can also what will happen if it goes up. So I'm not entirely sure if you can decipher that, but do please let me know if you need some more information on that. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, I have a question, and that is, how do we express our real-life support for Dogelon? I myself have been interested in getting some plush toys with a little hat that you have, with a little helmet. But I've actually tried to get my dog something like that the dog can wear, but obviously it would be like cloth based, I guess. But I would just hope, and I'm just asking this community, can someone please create some nice swag for us? Thank you.
Yeah, I do know that something like that is coming up. So the swag is coming. Be sure of it.
Dogelonarmy.com has some merchandise. And if you want something custom like that, just send us a message. We'll get something together for you.
Is anybody out there doing shirts?
Well, there are a lot of different Dogelon Mars things out there, actually. There are shirts, there are stickers, there are all kinds of things. And Dogelon Army also has his own store. So, yeah, there are things out there, but really custom stuff or Dogelon Warrior stuff, yeah, it's on the way, right? It's not something that we have right now.
But also, if you add a city to the mission and you submit a design, or you have like a location specific items and stuff, we'll give you half of the profit for that.
Awesome, man. Okay, I got you.
Okay, so if there are no more questions out there, because I'm not seeing that anybody's pressing that speaker button, then I think it's time for us to slowly close the space off. So I'm just going to give you another minute or two in case you do want to come up. After that, we should close it. What do you think, Charlene?
I agree. Nobody
Okay.
else have anything else to say? Then we'll be out.
For sure. Okay. So, thank you all for joining. It was another nice Dogelon space. Thank you very much. And wait, we got somebody coming up. Super bit. 1, 2, 3. We're just there on the line, man. Go ahead.
Hi. All right. I was a bit hesitant to come on, actually. I'm not really a public speaker. But I'm from the Pundi community, and there's a couple of things that I wanted to touch on. So one of the things is, if we thought about expanding Dogelon even further, we can start the distribution ship where merchants are onboarded with the Xbox devices. And you guys mentioned about, because I'm learning today actually about Dogelon, and I've learned a lot, to be honest. And it's a very vocal community. Everyone's got loads of opinions and loads of ideas. And one of the things that stuck out for me was sustainability. Now, I was just thinking during the time that I was listening to everyone, tapping into the health industry. Perhaps if we allow Dogelon to have some sort of discount on the Dogelon Xbox devices, that might be a good idea. So it could be PCR tests, it could be the vax, you get a discount, you can have a partnership. So that's all of that into the health sector, for example. That's just one use case. You can also have medication discounts. You can have, so things of that nature, to be honest. And the other thing that was missed out, I feel that we didn't really dive into it. And I don't feel that the Dogelon community actually grasped what the Xbox cards were about. Now, they're the plastic NFC cards that you basically, it's like a Metro card, you just tap and go. And you can have your own custom Dogelon Xbox cards, which can onboard, make it easier, give a, what shall I say? Make it, just tap and go. You can use it on any merchants around the world, which Xbox is distributed to 30 plus countries at the moment. And there's other ideas that I'm not able to express at the moment. Some of them are in the pipeline. Some of them, it might be a bit too much for from an introductory point of view to tap into Pundi and what Pundi is all about. I have attached something along with this tweet for the space. It's a card that I produced, and it's a good summary in, well, subjective, but it's an accumulation of everything from the blogs and what Pundi ecosystem is about. So I encourage Dogelon community members, warriors, I should say, excuse me, to have a little read through there and see what the ecosystem is about, because there's loads of opportunities here where we can actually grow the two communities together. And yeah, and I feel that there's really bright, vocal, intelligent, and loads of YouTubers that you have speaking about Dogelon. And I think there's a lot of room there for the two companies to work together. I did note that the devs have to be in touch with one another to get the motion going. But as Blue Stitch was saying, the communities are more vocal about these issues, and I suppose we can get things in motion. Yeah, and that's it really. But there's also the distribution chip that I feel I should reiterate again. And what that basically means, so for a country, for example, so say you're in the UK and you want to be a master distributor. So you have the links, everything's on the website. So you could be a master distributor of the Xbox devices. And these devices, if you have distributors who are beneath you, they have to come to the master distributor to get the devices, and everybody works on a commission-based system. And it just increases your utility. It gives both, it gives the community, well, in particular, Dogelon, the ability to go out there and spend their tokens, their coins on groceries, pay for bills, pay for medicine, get a PCR test done, pay for it because they're not paying for it anymore in UK. So it's things like this. So I think that we can, there's a lot more room for discussion here. And I think as time goes by, if we work together, I suppose we can get somewhere. And that's it really. I just wanted to say all of that.
Thank you so much. So I think it's about time we're gonna wrap everything up. Thank you guys for coming to the space tonight. Tomorrow me and Crypto Brown have our space. We're having it at 8 o'clock, and I believe Surgeon said that we're gonna have another space on Thursday, the Dogelon space, if I'm not mistaken. I guess it's the same time. Surgeon?
I guess so. If you guys have on plan on time, then yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Love you guys. It's been fun. Okay. Any words, Serge?
Thank you all for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, and thank you for the invitation again.
Thank you very much for joining us. And also, Superbit, thank you very much for adding into it. We should definitely have a small talk. I just followed you. If you can follow me back, we can DM a little bit on all the possibilities there. Thank you.